the 23rd of October 2023 right now. 23/10/2023. So it's 23/10, double 10 to 20, and then 23. Okay, I mean, it's a stretch, but I'm going with it anyway. It's Monday, it's movie night, we're watching You Got Served. I just realized actually they spelt it wrong on this. They put Y-O-U. I'm pretty sure it's U, as in the letter U got served. I think Amazon might have spelled this wrong, you know. Hopefully I got the right damn movie. Right. Maybe there's another movie called You Got Served where they spelled it Y-O-U. I'm pretty sure. Okay, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it is actually Y-O-U got served. All this time I thought it was U as in letter U got served. It's actually Y-O-U got served. U as in Y. They spelled it correctly. And I was spelling it incorrectly this whole time. Anyway, You Got Served. Y-O-U. They spelled it right. You Got Served. It's movie watching today for movie night. I'm watching it on Amazon. It is a paid subscription premium movie on Amazon. You could either buy it or rent it should you choose to do so. You don't got to if you don't want to. If you got it on DVD, Blu-ray, Laserdisc, VHS, any kind of format you got it on, get it ready on zero. But if you don't got it and you don't want to get it, it's all good. You can still come along and have some fun. But that is a movie tonight. You Got Served. This from 2004. It is 1 hour 35 minutes. It is a dance drama movie starring Marcus Houston, Omarion, Jennifer Freeman, Razby, Lil Fizz, Megan Good. This was I don't want to say an important movie, but to be fair, it probably is quite an important movie, even though it probably shouldn't be. I think it is quite an important movie. It's not very good, but it is still a must-see film. And I appreciate it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but yes, this is a film that, in my opinion, isn't very good. It's pretty terrible, actually, for the most part. Bad acting. The story barely makes any sense. Dialogue is like, what? Like, who wrote this? I mean, I can figure out I can find out who wrote this, but you know what I mean? It's like, who wrote this? But even still, it is a must-see film, and I hope if you're watching it along, you'll understand why. Maybe you've seen it already and you already understand why, but yeah, as bad as this film is, it's still a must-see film. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to a lot of people, but yeah, this is a must-see film. And I don't even mean like it's so bad it's good. Like, I'm not even sure I'd even say that. I'm not even sure I'd say that. Like, it's just bad, but it's still a must-see film. I'm not even sure I'd call it cheesy. Maybe some people call it cheesy, and you know, that's fine. I'm not sure I would call it cheesy. It's just bad. But it's still a must-see film. It's a film that you should still watch just anyway, and to appreciate it for what it is. One of the greatest terrible movies ever made. You Got Served in 2004. But anyway, let me switch over to this screen and just chat to y'all for a little bit before we start the film. So yeah, get it ready on zero. We'll start it in just a little bit. Let you know when to press play. Let me get mine ready on zero as well. There we go. I'm ready. Hopefully you're ready too. Enlarge that. But yeah, I can't remember the first time I watched this movie. It's probably I mean, it would have been round about the time it came out. Maybe, I know it wasn't right when it came out, but I don't think it was very long afterwards. Maybe like a year or so after it came out, I think I watched it. I think I rented it. It used to be part of this rental service where you get DVDs in the mail, and you may pay a monthly subscription, and they send you the DVDs in the mail, and then you watch them, send them back, and they give you like the prepaid envelope to send them back. It was called Screen Select, the service was called. They eventually got bought over by Amazon, and what Amazon Prime is with the movies, that used to be Screen Select. So Screen Select was bought by Amazon. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Screen Select used to do DVDs, and then they started doing the online rentals as well, where you paid to rent it and you would just watch it, you know, stream it online, right? And when they started doing that, Amazon was trying to get into that whole market as well, and decided, you know what, we can't beat them, let's just buy them. That's what it did. Amazon went and bought Screen Select, and for a while it was called Screen Select through Amazon, and then eventually just became Amazon. They just like got rid of the name Screen Select and it's all Amazon. So yeah, I don't know what happened to their staff. Hopefully they all still kept their jobs, even if that was under a new name. But yeah, what Amazon Prime is now used to be Screen Select. Anyway, that's by the point. As I rented this movie back in the day and watched it then, and yeah, it's got some cool dance moves in it. It's a fun movie to watch. But yeah, it's just not very good in terms of like the acting is pretty bad. The storyline, as I remember, doesn't really make a lot of sense. Although to be fair, I think I might be exaggerating that a little bit. Or maybe once we watch it now, it might refresh my memory. But I don't remember the storyline being particularly good. Like, I'm sure it made sense in the context of the film, but yeah, it probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, I'll refresh my memory on how much sense it made in a little while. It had, so the actors who were in it were pretty popping at the time. So yeah, Jennifer Freeman, who was in My Wife and Kids, she was the daughter, the second daughter, the oldest daughter, but the second actress to play her in My Wife and Kids. Also had Marcus Houston, who was popping at the time for his music career. He just come off of being in Immature, the band Immature. Then he started doing his own thing as a solo artist. Then he was kind of popping then. Omarion, that's his cousin actually, and B2K. I think a few members in B2K or they were kind of related. But yeah, B2K were popping at the time as well. You know, they had Boom Boom Boom, if you remember that song. So yeah, Omarion, all those guys were popping. So yeah, there's quite a few people in this movie that at the time they were popping, like they were popular. They were in the zeitgeist, you know. So it was like a cool thing when this movie came out that, you know, all these guys are in it. And yeah, it had some, I'll say it has really cool dance moves in it. Like, I mean, I don't remember a whole lot, but from what I do remember, it definitely had some really cool moves. But that's pretty much it. That's what it's about the only good thing to say about this film. It has some really cool dance moves in it. And in that respect, it's kind of like a martial arts movie in that, you know, those old school martial arts movies where they don't really bother have like a good story or whatever. They have a basic ass story, but they have like really cool martial arts, and that's why you watch it. It's kind of like that in some respects. But yeah, I'd still consider this to be a must-see film. Even if you don't particularly like dance movies, you know, I think this is still a must-see film. And yeah, if you are watching it along, if you're watching it for the first time, you're in for a treat. If you've seen it before, then you already know what's up. You already know what's up. But yeah, you got served for movie nights is what we're doing today. But yeah, my day, I guess, has been pretty okay, pretty standard, pretty normal. Did some driving work in the morning. I actually slept quite a lot actually through the night, which is rare. You know, usually by the time I wake up, I'm like still tired, but it's like you're tired enough to not function properly, but not so tired you can fall back asleep. That's how I usually wake up. But while I'm up and I can do stuff, right, and I could focus, well, barely focus on things. I could focus enough to get most things done, and then by about midday, I'm like, okay, I need to go back to sleep again. But I usually wake up and I'm up, right, but I know I haven't slept enough, but I just, you know, I'm too awake to get back to sleep right away, so I end up just doing whatever I need to do and come midday I fall asleep again. Today I haven't actually managed to just have enough sleep, which is a rare treat for me. So yeah, that happened. Went running today as well. I did a 3-mile run. Actually did it quite fast actually. Well, fast by my standards anyway. I'm not like some sprinter, but fast by my standards. It was about 26 minutes and I can remember 26 minutes and something seconds, which is pretty fast for me. Like for a 3-mile run, that's fast for me. I'm just gonna check what it exactly was. Make sure I've got it down somewhere because I use an app to track it. Alright, so my bad. It was 27 minutes, 27 minutes and 12 seconds. 3.13 miles with an average pace of 8 minutes and 41 seconds per mile. So yeah, that's pretty fast for me. I'm quite pleased with that. Like, I generally don't run for the sake of being fast. It is more for the distance and the stamina of it. That being said, it's nice to know that, you know, I've got some speed as well. Also, interestingly enough, I didn't burn as many calories. So I have a calorie counter, calorie tracker. Well, it's not on my wrist right now, so I'm going to show you my bare wrist at the moment. But I do have the Fitbit, which tracks your calories as well as a bunch of other stuff. And I noticed that usually when I do a 3 mile run, I'll burn somewhere around 400 or 500 calories. Maybe close to but about 490, 80, 80, that kind of range, right? But today it was like 380 calories, which is, quite a bit lower than normal. And I also noticed that my heart rate, my average heart rate was lower as well. So I don't know if that means I'm getting fitter. I ran 3 miles faster, had a lower average heart rate, and I burned less calories. So I don't know, like it's interesting. Yo, what up, Lil Jakes? Lil Jakes in the place. How is Yakes? I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I was just saying that I went for a run today, and one of the things, a few things I noticed in my run. One is the first thing I noticed is I do a 3 mile run, maybe once or twice a week, right? And I ran today. I ran it in 27 minutes and 12 seconds, which is much faster than I normally run. Like I'm usually around about 30 minutes for these 3 mile runs. So like 29, 30 minutes. So I'm around about there for these 3 mile runs, right? So 27 minutes is pretty fast for me. I also noticed that I burned less calories than I normally do for a 3 mile run. And I had a lower average heart rate than I usually do for the 3 mile run as well. So it's about, my average heart rate is usually around about 160 beats per minute. But today it was around about 150 beats per minute as an average. And so I don't know if that means if I'm getting fitter. I'm not sure what it means, and I don't generally run for speed either. Like it's more for endurance and stamina. But I can't lie, man. I was pretty pleased when I saw that. Like I ran it, some 2-3 minutes faster than normal, which is I think pretty good for me. So hopefully that's something that continues. Hopefully I could maintain that and not just a one-off. But yeah, that was my day today. I ran my 3 miles faster than I normally run my 3 miles, with a much lower, not maybe much lower, but certainly a lower average heart rate than normal as well. So I guess that's I guess hopefully it means I'm getting fit. So I don't know. I'm good, thanks. Just at work. I won't be for long. Oof, you going home soon? Oh wait, when you say you won't be for long, do you mean you're going home for the day, or you going home and staying there? You know what I'm saying? Like you're going home and ain't going back to work, It's good, getting your cardio. Oh, for sure. You got to get the cardio in, man. Got to get stuff. I mean, I've been running for a while. I haven't always been consistent with it, but I have been doing it for a while. And yeah, no, it's a good exercise. Like it's a good thing to go out running or walking, or just cardio in general. Improve the heart, improve just the body, and improve your stamina, endurance, all that. This one, which has really revolutionized the way we approach fitness. No, for sure. I mean, I still maintain I don't believe they are necessary. They are not essential for fitness. But yeah, because people have been keeping fit long before smartwatches, right? So they're not essential. But personally, for me, in my experience, yeah, I can't lie, man. It's been very, very helpful. It's been super helpful. Especially when it comes to knowing how many calories I burn in a day, because like that helps me to make better choices in regards to what I eat, when I eat, and how much I eat. You know what I mean? Like I can look at something on my phone and be like, okay, I've burned, I don't know, 2,000 calories today. Maybe I don't eat that extra piece of cake. You know what I mean? It could be like that, or actually, I'm approaching 3,000 calories. I could treat myself a little bit. It's kind of like that. So yeah, definitely, it's been a big help since I've got it. I mean, a few quirks here and there, right? Nothing's perfect, but overall, I'm overall, I say it's more pros than cons. So far more pros than cons. So yeah, pretty happy with it. And the cons aren't even that bad. I ain't gonna lie. The cons are just kind of they're more like preferences. You know what I mean? They're not deal breakers. So it's all good. Now I'm staying at work. I'm gonna be called away very soon. Okay. I see. Like it's like a work trip. It's like, do you get to go to like security conferences and give speeches about security and the latest developments in security world? You stand like on a stage and you say, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. My name is Lil Jacob, and I'm here today to talk to you about the new Zen X 3000 security cameras." I don't know. I'm taking a piss a little bit, but I don't know. It could be a real thing. It could be a real thing. Could be a real thing. And if you are doing it, then that's awesome. It's important to be more health conscious. Oh no, for sure. Well, I'm in the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be entering it. I'm already here. You know what I'm saying? I've been here. You know, I've been here. Let's cheat days now. Yeah, do a presentation in front of the crowd. Oh, for real, for real. Oh, awesome. Proper TED Talk thing, innit? Man out here doing proper TED Talks for the security business. Yeah, yeah. Bad boy thing. Bad boy. I'm truly into my forces. Oh, you're in there as well. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. We're there. We're there. Yeah, we've been here chilling for a bit. Yo, what up, Sam? Sam being the place to be. We're just talking about being in our 40s, Sam, but that's something that I guess you won't ever know what that feels like. You know, Sam's one of those ones where it's just like, you know, 30, never gonna know what it feels like. 40, absolutely not. What's your thoughts on the new Martin Scorsese? Okay, I've not seen it. I would want to see it at some point though, but I might have to wait till it's on DVD or you know, streaming or something, just because I can't lie, man. I don't mind long movies, but I think at this point in my life, the idea of sitting in a cinema for 3 hours is kind of daunting. And it's not to say that I would never do it. It'd have to be. I think I'd have to be more excited to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And Martin Scorsese made some great movies, so I've no doubt that this is another fantastic movie. People are calling it a masterpiece. I don't doubt that. You know, he's made some amazing films in the past. I'm sure his 3-hour movies it warrants the 3 hours. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not like some waste of time 3-hour movie. I think he's done longer movies in the past anyway. So I'm not put off by him making a 3-hour movie. It's more just me being in the cinema for 3 hours. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, like I say never. If it was a Marvel movie, I might be more inclined to go watch it. Like I went to see Endgame in the cinema. I think it was no, it wasn't. The Batman, rather. That was the last 3-hour movie I saw in the cinema. It was like 3 hours. I think maybe just under 3 hours actually, but close enough. But yeah, that was the last really long movie I saw in the cinema. Was The Batman, and then before that was Endgame. So if it was a movie like that, I might be a little bit more inclined to be like, yeah, I'll do it. Martin Scorsese, yeah, I'd want to watch it at some point, but yeah, I think I could wait for streaming for that, and I can watch it and press pause when I need to go pee. You know what I mean? I think I'd rather do that. On Jacob, over 3 hours. I ain't got time for that. Over 3 hours run times. The book was good. It's definitely not action packed. So I'm not got time for that. I have to have an intermission. Oh, for real. I actually saw what's that? It's the, you know, the Quentin Tarantino movie he did, the Western that he did. I forget what it's called now. But he did a Western, not Django Unchained. It was like before that. Flipping now. Hateful Eight. I saw that in the cinema, and that was a cool experience because it was shot in what was it, like 74mm or something, 72mm or something like that. So like super widescreen, right? And I luckily enough I managed to get in for free because somebody got me a free ticket, which was awesome. Somebody who works at the cinema got me a free ticket, which is, you know, pretty awesome. So yeah, I saw it there, and they had an intermission where you get to about halfway through the film, and then it has a break where you can go toilet and, you know, come back, and it was like a 15-minute break, I think, like 10-15-minute break. But yeah, some of them long movies, they would do that. They would stop about halfway through, give you a break, you go toilet, whatever, come back, and it's like, yep, here's the rest of the film. You don't like it for late? Okay. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing. But, oh well. Guess it ain't for everyone. 1 hour and a half is my limit. Yeah, for real, man. I mean, I could watch a 3-hour movie. I could sit through 3 hours of movies. I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times in the past. I'm pretty sure I can do it. It's more I don't necessarily want to. You know? It's more like that. I can do it. I just don't want to. Like, it'd have to be a film that excites me, you know, to want to do it. It'd have to be a film that really excites me to be like, all right, calm, we're going. You know what I mean? It has to be like that. And as much as I like Martin Scorsese movies, it's just not quite there for me in that kind of levels of excitement. So but I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure it's a great film. I've not seen it, but when people say he's made a masterpiece, I don't doubt that. He's made very many masterpieces in the past, so yeah. Favorite Tarantino movie? Oof. Probably Pulp Fiction. Yeah, probably Pulp Fiction. I mean, he's made some great films, but yeah, I think I'll go with Pulp Fiction. I think just because of how funny it is, even though it really shouldn't be. You know, there is nothing funny about that film, but it's hilarious, right? You know, dudes are getting shot, and you're just laughing because it's just done in such a way that it's so funny, but it shouldn't be funny. You know, you know what I mean? That the film, that the subject matter, everything about that film, none of it should be funny. Like gangsters killing people, and, you know, doing hits, and briefcases that have secret contents or whatever. You know, nothing in that film should be funny, but it's hilarious, right? That film is hilarious, and so yeah, I like that film a lot. Oh, it's Totally Killer on Amazon. That was a fun watch. Totally Killer. That sounds like a movie about strippers. Me to sit for 2 hours. That has to have copious amounts of sex. That's actually cool. So porno then, basically. And stunts, of course, and stunts. Let's work, chilling. Nice. Alright. Let's get this show on the road. This is You Got Served for Movie Nights. If you haven't seen it already and you're watching it for the first time, you're in for a treat. Not a very good treat, but it's a treat nonetheless. If you have seen it already, then you already know what's up. So let me switch over to this screen. And hopefully you're ready on 0, because we're going to do the countdown. So it'll be 3, 2, 1, play. On play. So if you're ready, let me get ready. 3, 2, 1, play. Totally Killer is a slasher meets Back to the Future. It's stupid, but it was fun. Okay, that sounds cool. I like that. I like stupid fun. Oh, that's another thing about this movie. So it's got good dance moves, and the music is pretty lit. Like, it's pretty bumping, but of course that makes sense. I'm a simple man. Just have decadence in the movie, and I'm good. Has anybody here seen You Got Served already? Lil Kim's in this. No, it's seen You Got Served. Yeah. It's a must-see film. Here's how I describe it. It's not a good film. Like, the acting for the most part is pretty bad. The storyline is meh. The dialogue is yeah. But it's got some cool dance moves. And it's got some cool music. That's about the only good things you can say about this film. Now, that being said, I do still consider this to be a must-see film. Because for better or worse, this was actually a pretty important movie at the time it was released. Like, B2K is in this movie. This movie got a cult following. It might do. In fact, it probably does, actually. I mean, I don't know, but it probably does. I'll say it's an important movie. So yeah, B2K's in this, Marcus Houston's in this, and this was released kind of like when they were at their peak of fame, you know. So like, there's quite a few people in this film where, yo, what up, Brax? There's quite a few people in this film where they were all kind of popping at the time in terms of popularity. All right, so yeah, Marcus Houston, you know, Omarion, Jennifer Freeman, you know, Jennifer Freeman, you know, from who was in My Wife and Kids. And this was like, you know, Marcus Houston, like, he'd left Immature. He's doing a solo thing. So he was kind of like popping as a solo artist at the time when he did this film. B2K, which is like massive at that time. You know, and then this movie comes out. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, in like 8 Mile. You know what I mean? It was like their 8 Mile. Right? Where it's just released at that point where everyone's in that kind of zeitgeist of their popularity. So yeah, I do consider this to be a must-see film. Even though it's really not a very good film. Yo, what up, Brax? Bivy in the place to Bivy. How's Yivy? I'm pretty sure Brax has seen You Got Served before. If I was a betting man, I'd put money on it. But I'm not a betting man, so I won't. We've got Steve Harvey in this as well. Are you guys looking forward to Halloween? Ooh. Steve Harvey with his wig. He ain't got a wig in this one. I'm pretty sure by now his moustache is a wig, though. Like, back then, this is 2004, so his moustache was probably real back then. I think now it's a wig. I think Steve Harvey lost his moustache like 10, 15 years ago. And ever since then, he's just like stuck a fake moustache on. Because Steve Harvey gets older, his moustache stays exactly the same. You know, we'll trouble up in here. Yeah, Bean saw it. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. Marcus Houston's first solo album, is called MH. It's actually pretty good. You know, like I don't know if it did well, but I mean, I guess it did pretty well because he was, like I say, it was quite popular at the time. But I guess it did well enough. But yeah, considering, you know, he's maybe not as famous now. That I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I liked his first album though. Like his second album, I think I remember hearing that was I guess. But yeah, his first album was really good. And Omarion had some banging tracks back in the day as well. Like he did that one with, you know, Lil Bow Wow. And of course, remember Icebox? So how's your days been going? How's your days been? I swear that's the guy who was in Life. Was that the big dude in Life? Oh, there we go. Another legend. Jackie. You guys remember Jennifer Freeman, by the way, from My Wife and Kids? She was the daughter in My Wife and Kids, the older daughter. Wait, was it the older daughter or the younger daughter? I can't remember if the brother was older or younger, actually. But yeah, she was a daughter in My Wife and Kids. But she was the second actress to play the daughter.
Guess who's back again.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen bits of it, but yeah, I still haven't even played the first one yet, you know. Yo, what a chance you being live. I remember watching you very long ago. Yo, what up, Powerline? Remember Bandit's cheekbones? Yeah. Yeah, I remember you. Oh, you had a different name though. You had a different name. But yeah, I remember that was, yeah, it was a while ago. You used to come in the chat and say that. Yeah, it was a long time ago. 4 or 5 years, man. You had a different name back then. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Powerline. Give me to go nuts over it. Yeah, I mean, people saying it's amazing, which I don't doubt. I mean, the first game apparently was really good. The Miles Morales game was apparently really good as well, but I ain't played none of them. I need to get to those, bro. It just takes me ages to get through games these days, so it's like, I don't know when, but... Oh, he getting close. You getting close. Better watch that. Better watch that. Escape from... Yes, 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 yeah. I did some comedy sketches, comedy skits. Man, what was your YouTube name back then? Because I'm pretty... It wasn't Powerline. It was something else. But I do remember... Yeah, you guys coming into the chat and saying it. Being a content creator for... Oof, how long? Wow. Long. Long. I think Wayne Danger, that was it. Yes, 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 yes. I remember. Yes, I remember that name. I remember that name. So I would say probably since around 2012. Before that, I have made some videos on YouTube, but I was very kind of off and on with it. 2012 is when I started being a bit more consistent. Though, to be fair, I haven't always been consistent. And clearly I haven't always made the same type of content, so yeah. New Zamir, yes. Yes. I mean, like, I won't say I knew him, but I watched a few of his streams, yeah. Interview with Living the Life. Interview with Living the Life. I did an interview with Living the Life. I don't even remember that. That was ages ago. Time to dedicate to games like back, no, for sure. And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, there's so many games that I want to play that I haven't, just because of like time and stuff. Like, I literally just started Breath of the Wild. How long ago that game came out? Granted, it's the second time I'm attempting it, but still. And then he looked for your channel and saw you didn't upload for a year, then looked at your other channels and you're live. Yeah, no, I haven't uploaded on the channel where you're supposed to skits on. Yeah, I haven't touched that for a while. I mean, never say never in terms of coming back to it. I don't have any immediate plans to right now, but yeah, I haven't really been making sketches. Well, clearly you can probably tell I haven't been making sketches for quite a while now. No. It's still, I still have access to it. It's just not where my mind's at right now. It's just not where my mind's at, you know. Oh yes, some TV. Yes. Yeah, I know the one you talk about. Yeah, that was ages ago. Yeah, that was years ago. It was about poetry. Check out Unicorn here. But yeah, no, I just haven't been in the mindset of making sketches for a long time. Like I say never, but you still look the same. Well, hopefully not. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So how you been, Powerline? What you been up to these past 4 or 5 years? For those who might be wondering, by the way, so Powerline used to come to my Twitch streams and YouTube channel some years back. Ain't seen a dude for a long ass minute, and he's just found me here on this vlogging. By the way, this channel is very random. I don't know if you noticed this when you were looking around the channel, but I don't even post consistent content on this channel. Like, I stream pretty regular, but outside of that, like the content that I post tends to be like sporadic and just whenever. So there's no structure to this channel outside of I just stream a few times a week, and even that's gonna change soon. So what is that game called? Speedrun way back. Speedrun. Hey, was that Nick Cannon? No, wait, maybe not. You got eyes and smile. A game that was speedrunning. The main character is like small red square. I mean, I think okay, Elliot came home. Elliot came home, so I had to hide your phone real quick. I keyed. But I don't know, maybe some truth to that. Maybe. Yeah, I don't remember that game specifically. I know I've played games where I guess you're some kind of shape and you kind of move through the. But yeah, I don't remember that game specifically now. Found that Super Meat Boy. Yeah. Yeah, Super Meat Boy. I know. Yeah. That was a good game. Oh, they got dissensions in the ranks. Remember 2019? That summer you streamed a lot. Yeah, I probably did actually. So I went to school back then. Yes. What's your time now? What's going on in your life these days? By the way, Sam, this is Powerline. Powerline used to come to my streams when I was streaming on Twitch way back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago. This is Making Good. Making Good when she was bad. Heartbroken, heavy drinker, oof, mate, sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. That's a lot. Oh yeah, Jamaica girl. Yeah. She comes in the chat every now and then. But yeah. I don't think she posts. She used to post quite a lot of videos on YouTube. But I don't think she's posted for a while now. But Yeah, every now and then she might show up and be like, hey, what's up? And then bounce, you know? It's not that bad, but it feels like that's my life. Hey, man, listen. Cristiano Ronaldo's a legend. Okay, yeah, well, a football player, yeah. He do something for you. But yeah, man, life could be tough, man. The most important thing is that you just keep finding ways to keep finding ways to keep moving forward. You know, you keep finding ways to keep moving forward. You know, life's gonna throw a lot of stuff at you. In fact, Fry's thrown a lot of stuff, and you already know. You already know. But yeah, keep finding ways to keep moving forward, you know. By the way, speaking of like, my 8-year-old just came in to tell me she's depressed. Oof. I mean, she probably just wants some ice cream, but even still, oof. Hopefully she's not too depressed. Hopefully she's not too depressed. Nothing some cheesecake can't fix. Hopefully. They just said you pick the time and place, and then it was like when he picks the time, he's like, "Oh yeah, we want to do it now," and this guy let him punk him into it. Chief. No, she wants to watch Buffy, and I said no. There you go, depression. Oof. You should let her watch it. And when she realizes how bad it is, she'd be like, no, I'm really depressed. I keyed. I like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's actually a pretty decent show. But yeah, 8 years old, probably a little bit too young. Just a little bit too young. Maybe when she's 9. Or 8.5. She knows Buffy. About to start season 7. Oh wait, wasn't it? Because you're saying you're watching Buffy with one of your daughters. Is that the 8-year-old, or I thought it was the older one, or is the 8-year-old the older one? I mean, I know you got an older one, but I mean, you know, out of the younger ones, is the 8-year-old the older one? Sophie won't watch it. Wait, season 7 though. Oh wait, no, season 7 is actually the last season, isn't it? So that means you've gone through the shall we say questionable seasons already. I feel like season 5 and 6, especially 5, I think, was very questionable. Or certainly some parts of season 5 were very questionable. Because the whole year's 8, I skipped a lot of season 6. They also grown. Oh yeah, no, that's fair. I think yeah. Yeah. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar don't even let her own kids watch those seasons, so it's like, yeah, I get it. I get it. So here's a question for everybody. I think I might have asked this before, actually. I think I might have asked this before, but just in case I haven't, what is your favorite dance movie? Because around about the time this came out, which was like this is 2004, around about that time, I think there was quite a few dance movies coming out. There was like the whole Step Up movies, I think, were around about this time as well. Save the Last Dance, I think, was around about this time. Honey, I haven't seen Honey, but I think that was around about this time. There's quite a few dance movies coming out in that 2000s, you know, era. Watched Jaws with the other week. That was interesting. Okay, how did you find that? With that mayor telling them to get on, telling the old couple to get on the beach, get into the water. He's like, well, you know, the beach is fine right here. It's like, oh, come on, just get in the water, get in the water. Oof. Descended. tonight. Lucas got served. Roll credits. Don't kill you, make you stronger. Let's say I into the dance movies. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. She liked it. She got bored, and the last 20 minutes. The last 20 minutes. Oh wait, the last 20 minutes is like yeah. Yeah, because that's when they go after the shot. Yeah. Actually, I really like Black Swan. Oh, Black Swan. Forgot about that. Yeah, with Natalie Portman, and it's one when the dance instructor was like, "Yeah, go home and think of yourself as your homework." Like, imagine your teacher tells you for your homework, I want you to think of yourself. Like, raw. Man said that, you know. For example, Vincent Cassell, I think, was the actor that played the dance instructor. I want you to go home and think of yourself. That's your homework. It's like, okay, raw. And she's all getting into it as well. Like, I mean, you know, not that I watched. You know, just saying. Like, so I heard. I heard she was getting into it. I heard that. You know what I mean? I wasn't watching that multiple times at all. Just, no. That's one was a trip, no, for sure. But all dance movies the same. That's an interesting statement. There's probably some truth to that. I think there's probably some truth to that. I don't know if I'd say all dance movies are the same, but yeah, I think there's probably some truth to that. I think there's a lot of them do have very kind of similar plots. You know? And kind of similar motivations and things like that. So yeah, there's probably some truth to that. Oh, he messed around with his best friend's girl, best friend's sister. Elle's in trouble. Oh, he in trouble now. Yeah, Black Swan though, like The way they're doing all these close-ups on their faces, though, like, mate, what are you trying to do? This film. Oh, this film. But yeah, Black Swan was a good movie, though. I would say, I don't know if I mean, no, that's not true. I do have a favorite dance movie. I would go with Breakdance 1 and 2. Breakdance 1 and 2. Maybe Breakdance 2 just as a tiny little bit. Oof, man got jumped. Maybe Breakdance 2 just as a tiny little bit above, but yeah, Breakdance, they're both Breakdance movies, I would say, are my favorite dance movies. Yeah, let's pour ketchup on this guy's face, call it a beating. We ain't nothing. Mate, these guys. What I learned watching Black Swan. Don't get into... Oh, for sure, for sure. Ballet World is tough. Like, I remember talking to somebody... Well, no, wait. I can't remember if I was talking to somebody or I can't remember where I heard this, actually. Got to think of it. I'm not sure if somebody told me or if I just heard it somewhere. I really don't remember. But yeah, I remember seeing or hearing something about the ballet world and just how tough it can be, you know. And yeah, that movie. I mean, not that I've ever been in the ballet world, but certainly from what I've heard of the ballet world, that seemed pretty accurate. Just the pressure. I mean, any kind of dance world, of course, there's going to be pressures and stresses and blah blah blah. But yeah, from what I've heard about the ballet world, that movie seemed pretty accurate. I mean, I don't know if they really do tell their students to go home and finger themselves as homework. Maybe, maybe. But yeah, pretty much everything else seemed accurate. Well, from what I know, from the little I know. Do you ever think about going into ballet, though? Was that ever a consideration? Absolutely not. I don't know. You could be like, you know, like you ever see Save the Last Dance, where she was like she studied ballet, but then decided to mix it up with hip hop, and right, so it had like a hip hop ballet at the end. You could have done something like that where, you know, but rather than hip hop, it could be like ballet mixed with death metal. You know, I feel like that's what that could have happened. Come on, son. These handshakes, everything's all like baggy. Oh wait, in a weird way, it kind of makes sense though, because how are you supposed to show true passion in your performance if you haven't experienced passion? Yeah, I guess that's true. But he could have told her, like, you know, go home and draw a picture or something. You could have been like, you know, how about take up a sport and try and get good at it. Ballet metal. Death ballet metal. Gotta make it happen, man. Gotta make it happen. Her parents named her Beautiful. I don't know, it's kind of creepy, I think. I mean, how you gonna tell your kid off if their name's Beautiful? Like, that's what's gonna be the weirdest like ways to tell your kid, hey, beautiful! Look at me when I'm talking to you, beautiful. I don't know, it's just you best hope your child never does a bad thing if you're gonna name her Beautiful. But then again, she might just develop an ego problem with everybody calling her beautiful her whole life, you know what I mean? It's like, alright, here's a question for the group. What's the worst name you can give a child? What is the worst name a parent can give a child? Excuse me, my voice is breaking still. Puberty started for you. A little bit, yeah. You know, actually, I think it did. Like, actually think it did. Like, I feel like most people started puberty when they were like, well, most guys anyway started puberty when they were like, I don't know, 13, 14, that kind of age. And maybe by the time they're 15, 16, they're pretty much done with it. Maybe 12, and you know, by the time they're, let's say, 15 or so, they're kind of done. I think for me, I started, I think around 15, maybe 14. I can't remember exactly when, but I think it was around about that age. I feel like it was a bit later than most people anyway, at least people around me. I just got to drag them off the streets. Broad daylight as well. And of course, nobody sees nothing. Princess is a horrible name. I mean, why would you do that? Oh, Princess, yeah. Princess? That's what you call a dog. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of funny though, because I can remember being in class and having to speak in front of the class, like reading or whatever, and you know, my voice would be pretty okay for the most part, and then all of a sudden it would just like like that. So I'd be like talking like, you know, I'm reading from a book or whatever, saying, I don't know, and then Harry went to the park, and when he was at the park, he saw the ball, and then when he picked up the ball, you know, it'd be like that. And of course, at that point, everybody's hearing it, right? And I'm sure everybody went through something similar, but for some reason, you know, it just feels like you're the only one that's happening to at the time. Here's another one actually about names. It's not so much that it's a horrible name. In fact, it's not a horrible name at all. But you know, there's like certain names that you hear, and as soon as you hear them, you just know this guy comes from money. You know what I mean? Like, the moment you hear their name, I'm like, yeah, this guy comes from a rich family. Like, and it's not, I don't know if it's the name or the way they say it, or maybe it's a combination of the two. But anytime you hear somebody say something like, "Hi, my name is Joshua," it's like, okay, this guy comes from money. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's my friend Harriet. And it's like, yeah, they have rich family. Yeah, I get it. I think Joshua, Harriet, Hermione, names like that. It's like, the moment you hear them, it's like, yeah, these guys come from money. Boys' voices break, girls get periods. What? Yeah, clearly we have it worse. Obviously, like we obviously go for the more discomfort. I mean, because when you have a period, it's like nobody knows, right? When your voice breaks, like everybody can hear it. So obviously, we experience the most discomfort. used to like the name Joshua, and now I cringe. That's the thing. It's not even that it's a bad name. It's not. It really isn't. It's a fine name. And there's, you know, it's whatever. But it's like, I don't know, something about that name, and like I say, maybe it's just like if you say Josh, for example, Josh doesn't really sound that posh like that. Not really. Maybe a little bit, like a tiny little bit. Depends how you say it, I suppose. But generally speaking, I don't think Josh kind of has that kind of feel to it. But if you say Joshua, I don't know. It's like, yeah, you come from money. This guy has a rich family, got a rich daddy. Sure, we develop boobies. That hurts. We get periods, of course. You have it worse than us. Yeah, exactly. See, you understand. You understand. You get it. You get it. We also go through wet dreams as well. I mean, to be honest, wet dreams probably don't ever stop. Like, I don't think wet dreams stop at any age, really. You maybe just get better at controlling them. But, you know what I mean? I think you just get better at controlling them as you get older. But they don't really stop. But yeah, you got to go through that when you're in your teen years. Just waking up. You have to like sneak down to wash your bed sheets and hope nobody sees you. And if they do see you, just be like, yeah, I wet my bed in it. I peed myself. That's just less embarrassing. This is less to explain. I peed myself, yeah. Also, morning wood. You know, what's the story? Morning glory. Got to go through that too. Hey, yo, David, man. $50,000. We had a dance montage. You guys get to rub one out with absolutely no swings in a way. No, YouTube kind of changed something about the way they do the live chats, and it makes part of it hard to read. But anyway, there we go. At least you guys get to rub one out with absolutely no shame. Is it for girls, or at least it was then? Well, yeah. I don't think anybody cares these days. I mean, you got films like Black Swan, probably has something to do with that. Take away my anxiety. Goes to anything like that's you. You're dirty. Yeah, it's the most natural thing in the world. You know, it is. Yeah. I mean, well, the most natural thing. But yeah, yeah. It's like it is. It's always been a weird thing, isn't it? Where it's that whole thing about girl sleeps with 100 guys. She's a slut. A guy sleeps with 100 girls. He's a hero. It's always kind of been like that double standard when it comes to sort of sex and sexual activities and that sort of thing. But yeah, full do. I guess I don't know if it's completely changed. I mean, it probably is still like that in some circles, but I think there is kind of a effort to change that kind of narrative. Getting to know your body, it's completely natural. Oh well, yeah. I guess when you put it that way, no, that's fair. That's fair. Wait, what? That's David Elsewhere, I think. Was that David Elsewhere? I think that's David Elsewhere. I have to double check, but I think that was David Elsewhere. David Elsewhere was he was a dancer back in the day, and he dude was like incredible. But I guess now though, like I mean, it went from one extreme, I guess, to another extreme in some respects. Whereas back then, you know, girls might, or you know, women, we get shamed for expressing, you know, sexual ideas or thoughts or whatever, right? Or expressing themselves sexually, we kind of get shamed for that. Nowadays, it's almost like the opposite, you know, like a complete opposite. Maybe eventually we'll get to somewhere in the middle. They can express too much, right? You know. It's like, all right, yeah, the old ways weren't good, but bruh, literally just turned it all the way around. It's like, all right. We had more balance in the world and less extremes, most issues would be solved. Well, ain't that the truth? I guess that's probably why we don't have balance, because people need them issues. People need them issues, so it's like, yeah, to what ends do we have to actually solve them? You have that conversation with your kids, well, maybe not your kids, but I guess your older kids, where it's like, we're gonna have to sit down and talk about this stuff now. You're old enough. Because it's two extremes. Find out. Let me go, man. So just been learning about slavery at school. That was an interesting presentation. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I have an issue with slavery being taught in schools, but I do feel like if they're gonna do it, they probably, I feel like they need to go deep with it, like actually go all the way deep with it, not just like, oh yeah, this thing happened. It's like you need to go deep with it if you're gonna do it. But Sophie is the 8-year-old, 10-year-old, the 10-year-old. I think if you're gonna go real deep with it, maybe 10's a little young. You know what I mean? 10 might be a little bit young. Maybe when they're a bit older, like, I don't know, 15, cool. But yeah, go deep. Like, don't just say, oh yeah, this thing happened, blah, blah, blah. Like, go deep. Like, go in detail with it. I didn't know how to feel about it because she said white people are evil because this happened and we have black people. I'm like, no, we didn't, but we had a little talk. Yeah, that I don't. Well, I mean, I'm not sure what they're teaching back in a school. Maybe it's exactly what they said. I don't know. But I'm not sure that was the message they were supposed to take from it. I mean, certainly there were some cruel people back in the day. I ain't saying that. I'm not sure the whole message was supposed to be every white person is an evil person. I'm not sure that was supposed to be the takeaway. But you know what, though? If Sophia wants to keep that attitude up about white people being evil, I can talk to some of the brothers and see if we can get her a black card. You know, see if we can get an honorary black card. I have to talk to some people first, though. It can't be my decision alone, you know. But I mean, I'll put a good word. See if we can get an honorary black card. Fucking his boys. So what we could do actually, we could probably trade. We could probably trade Candy Sewings for Sophie. I think I can probably get that. I could probably get that done. We the Black Delegation will like to trade Candy Sewings for Sophie. I could probably pull that off. I said there was a time when white people did horrible things, but it's good that you're learning because history teaches us what not to do. When you're not evil because you're white, evil is evil, and it's nothing to do with skin color. Now, for sure, for sure. So you went with a sensible answer. That's why you're the parent. I would have just went with the. But yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, things like slavery is a tough subject, and like I said, I think if you're going to teach it in schools, you need to go into details with it because it can't be something that's just kind of glossed over, because then you might end up with the kind of wrong takeaways from the whole thing. And yeah, 10 years old, you know, you might not be ready to learn about it in as much detail as you need to at that age, you know. Let's think, 10 is young. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. But I guess that's part of the world now, isn't it? Like, I think a lot of stuff is getting taught at younger and younger ages. And that's, I don't know, I guess that's part of how society's changed, culture's changed, you know? I agree. Good. It's in the education system. I was in high school when we touched on these topics. If oh, they're breaking out. Oof. Yeah, I think when I was in school, they did mention it, but like I say, well, it wasn't much at the time. It was like very basic stuff. So yeah, pretty much like all you got from it back in the day was, yeah, white people bad. Yeah, pretty much the takeaway all you got back in the day was like, yeah, white people bad, black people were slaves. I'm like, all right, what else? Like, dance made them friends again. Which isn't good for any race. No, for sure. But yeah, I mean, this whole slavery was just such a... I mean, I don't want to say complicated, but... I guess it would have been complicated. Like, when you look at... There's different types of slavery. Like, the history of slavery goes long before, you know, transatlantic slave trade. So the world attitude, the general attitudes of slavery somewhat shifted during that time. You know what I mean? I don't think slavery was ever necessarily a good thing, by the way, not like saying that. But certainly, like, before the transatlantic slave trade, it was a different industry, right? And then part of it was like you had, you know, some of the say more well-off people in African nations. Part of it was them selling people to you know, slavers, right, from across the world. Part of it was that. And yeah, part of it was people just like turning up and just like destroying places and just taking whatever and just taking them and throw them in the handcuffs and, you know, chains and whatever. And then you have, like, of course, you know, most people, of course, didn't like being slaves. I think that's probably an understatement, but that was that. But then you had people who kind of just looked out for themselves, you know, like, you know, in fact, have you seen if you ever saw Django Unchained, where you have Samuel L. Jackson's character, I can't remember his name right now, but he's the guy who kind of keeps the slaves in line, and he does so to, you know, better his own position. You know, there was that, you know, people like that existed as well. So it really wasn't just one thing, you know. You had people who escaped and, you know, tried to help others escape. You had that. Some got recaught. Some got grassed up by others that didn't get away. You know, it was a lot. It wasn't like, you know, every black person was this way and every white person was that way, you know. You know, so yeah. I think if you're gonna teach it, then you need to go and. But oh, sorry, Jake's yeah. Without Jake's back.
Guess who's back?
Yeah, we're just talking slavery being taught in schools to 10-year-olds. But yeah, I'm just saying if you're gonna teach it, that's cool. But I think it's a subject that you can't really just glance over, which, at least in my experience, is what happened. if you're gonna do it, then it's all good. Let's go, Jake. So if you're gonna do it, then yeah, go in this detail. I mean, I appreciate you can't teach everything, right? Of course. But go into as much detail as possible. Slavery's still a thing. It's just not black and white anymore. You have trafficking. You have people working in these. Oh yeah. Slavery never ended. It just evolved. Thanks. So please don't tell me you're having a race debate. Well, not quite. But yeah, kinda. Yeah, so Sam's daughter Sophie went to school. They were teaching about slavery. And now Sophie thinks all white people are evil. So, in fact, Jake, I could talk to you. Since Sophie thinks all white people are evil, do you reckon we can get her an honorary black card? What do you think, Jacob? I think if you and I petition to get Sophie an honorary black card, I think we can pull it off. Yeah, I think she's laughing. Oh, yeah. So if you won't care about a black card, she lives in her own bubble anyway. That only consists of Roblox. Okay, so we'd have to create the black card in the Roblox one, since we're that way then maybe. It's an important part of history. It needs to be taught at the right time, yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's what we're saying is that, like, it's not a problem to teach it, but I do think that if you're going to teach it, you need to go into as much detail as possible, because there's a lot about it that happened. And yeah, 10 years old is maybe just a little bit too young to sort of process a lot of that. This made his friend kiss his girl, kiss his sister in front of him. You watched. This day, you suckers got served. Roblox. She definitely ain't ready to watch Roots. But you know, speaking of slavery, and at the risk of going a little bit heavier with it, remember when like Kanye West said that sounds like a choice. It's like 400 years of slavery or whatever, or 350 years of slavery. I can't remember the exact number now. But he says all those years of slavery, that sounds like a choice to me. And people were mad at him for it. Here's the thing. I mean, if we're gonna, that's what I mean about if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta be honest. For some people did make that choice, right? I'm not saying like everybody did, clearly not. Like clearly most people, you know, didn't want to do it. I ain't saying that. But if we're going to be real about it, yeah, there were, you know, those people who chose that. Or not, maybe not chose it in a way, all right, I want to be a slave, but certainly the ones who grasped up the, you know, when they heard about the revolutions, they're the ones who grasped them up to the master. You know, they were the ones who kissed a little more arse to try and, you know, get more food on their plate, you know, that kind of thing. I'm saying those people existed too. Those people existed too. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying they loved it. I'm not saying that most, of course. I think I feel like I think it's fair to say most people did not like being a slave. I think that's fair to say. You know, but if you're gonna be real about it, there were those who were like, you know, I'm gonna make this last as long as I can. I'm gonna do what I can to better my position, even at the expense of other people suffering. You know, that existed too. And perhaps if those people were if those people weren't like that, perhaps it would have ended sooner. Maybe. I guess we'll never know. These ones who grasped about the uprisings are called Uncle Toms. Yeah, those guys. You know, they existed too, you know. And if they didn't, then, you know, maybe it would have been over soon. Maybe it would have been over soon. I'm just saying. Maybe. Hey, be careful now. Bro, my black card is already it's already teetering. So yeah. But yeah, that was You Got Served. You Got Served from 2004. One of the worst movies ever made, but still a must-see film. It's still a must-see film. If you've not seen this film, you should see it, because it is a must-see film. Just don't expect anything good from it. No, that's not true. Like I say, it's got some good dance moves. It's got some good music. But other than that, there's not many redeeming features about this film. But yeah, it's still a worthwhile movie to watch. Still a must-see film, in my opinion. So yeah, I like this film, even though it is terrible. I actually bought this film today. Bought it for £7.99. It's not worth £7.99. I'm pretty sure. Like it's barely worth like £4.99. But still, I paid £7.99 to watch. I could have rented it for £3.50 or whatever, but I chose to buy it instead because I like the idea of this crap film being in my collection. And it's in my collection now. Well, it's in my digital collection, which is still, well, yeah. Thanks for the team screw is black. It's teetering, man. It's teetering. Just holding on to it just a tiny little bit. I've got my fingertips on it like that. Just trying to hold on. Alright, let me switch over to this screen. Oof. But yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things about slavery that people don't like to talk about because it don't sound good, or it makes it makes things sound bad or whatever. And I understand that. I understand nobody likes to, you know, come across as whatever. But at the same time, if you're gonna do it, you know, if you're gonna talk about it, you got to talk about it properly. Yeah, her takeaway. She must be evil. Heritage your brain can't handle complex. Yeah. Oof. That's a shame. It's more important to your black card or your nerd. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Oof. What's more important, my black card or my nerd card? Ooh. You know, I ain't gonna lie. It's probably the nerd card. I think the nerd card is a bit more important to me. And just like that, my black card's just been snatched away. It's just gone now. It's gone. It's been snatched. People looking at me like, I didn't even say that. I mean, oh wait, apparently after stay free was abolished there was still some mistakes we found it hard to make that transition. Oh, I could believe that. In fact, some states didn't even know till like, I think like 2-3 years later or something like that. That's what whole, you know about Juneteenth. That's what that's about. Like, it took like something like 3 years or 4 years for, you know, because, you know, back then you didn't have email where you could just, you know, you couldn't just do like a mass email back then. So you had to like come around and tell everybody. So yeah, it took a few years for like the last people to know that it had been abolished, and that was on June 19th, and that day's been known since as Juneteenth. But yeah, I think when it comes down to it, like, you know, I don't know, as corny as it sounds, I heard this on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it's something that I've always believed is true, but Carlton said it best. He said, being black is not something I do, it's just who I am. You know what I mean? Like, he said that in an episode where, you know, people teasing him because, you know, he dances a certain way or he talks a certain way, and he's from like this, you know, well-off family and, you know, that kind of thing. And they're kind of teasing him about, you know, not being black enough, or, you know, not being down with, you know, that kind of stuff. And he just hit that line. He was like, being black is who I am. It's not what I do. And that's how I've always felt about it. You know, it's you know, it's what I am. It's not, and well, if you want to get technical, it's not even what I am, because race is a whole social construct anyway. But without getting into that side of things, you know, it's not what I do. I don't perform, you know, blackness. So you know, the idea of having to believe certain things or do certain things or dress this way or talk that way or whatever, this kind of way, you know, to be blacker, like that's never sat well with me, you know. But and yeah, being in geek spaces, a lot of times, you know, I'm not to say a race is not an issue in geek spaces. It is, you know, there are issues there, but, you know, generally speaking, you could, you know, find people where, you know, people just, nobody cares, you know what I mean? Nobody cares. And to be fair, that's not always a good thing, you know, depending on specifics. But days where it's just like, you just want to talk about video games, you just want to chill, you just want to talk about something and not have it be about this whole other thing. And of course, it's when it's time to be important, when it's time to get serious, it's time to get serious. And, you know, we all got to deal with that, right? You know, not everything could be a joke. Not everything could be things you could ignore. Sometimes you just have to deal with whatever it is. And I get that, and I ain't trying to say that. But yeah, I feel like when you could just be in spaces where it's just like, you know, people, primarily it's just about chilling out and just having fun. And then if you have to deal with something serious, you know, you're down for that too. But you're not making that your whole identity, you know what I mean, about this thing. It's just like, hey, look, I don't perform this, you know. It's just what it is. Man, your race to be true to you indeed, man. So accustomed to servitude, I think I would have been rebellious as a slave. I would have had a hangman, so I think I would have been a maroon. A maroon? What's a maroon? I mean, I thought maroon was a color, but apparently it's a thing. But what would, I don't know. I mean, I guess I've never given it much thought, but imagine if, I mean, I'd like to think that, well, I don't even like to think, let me not put it that way. That's the wrong way to put it. But I think if I was around during those times, if I was like a slave during those times, you know, I think you kind of want to think that you'd be the Nat Turner type, you know what I mean? The type who kind of rebels and, you know, frees himself and frees other slaves and, you know, fights the good fight, you know, not afraid, you know, or even you want to be that type of guy, right? But I don't know, maybe the truth is, if I was around during those times, I'd be more like, you know, Samuel Jackson in Django Unchained. Be more like that guy. A maroon is. Oh, okay, gotcha. Appreciate that. Thanks. Maroon is escaped slave. Let's see. I'll be more like Django, Samuel Jackson, Django Unchained. Hey master. This one's getting a little uppity. This one's getting a little mouthy, huh? Bring in some more, master. Bring in some more. As long as I get my extra potato. People do though. You get people who believe feedback is their identity. You get LGBT who acts like their sexuality is their identity. It's crazy. No, for sure. And I guess in fairness, I mean there is like a history of certain things of, for example, in the UK where you had a lot of people coming over from, who were brought over, I should say, rather, from Jamaica on the Windrush in the 50s, and a lot of times they ended up in more underprivileged areas, and due to all kinds of things at the time, right? Well, some of the things even happening now, but you typically had like even when I was a kid, like you had like areas that were 80-90% black and very few other races. You had that like in like the 80s and even in 90s, so it's not even that far back. And because of that, it's not unthinkable that a lot of black people of that age had very similar experiences growing up, and with what you saw and where you went to school, and the types of things you went through, or what you saw on TV, and this, that, and the other. And because of that, yeah, of course there's going to be similarities in your thinking and your behavior, but if you're all having very similar experiences. So there is, I guess you could say, there is some level of truth to it, but it's not really the real truth of the issue. It's not that because you are black you think like this. It's more because you had these experiences that you have, you ended up having these, thoughts and opinions and whatever else that came along with it, and that happened. And yeah, skin color, race was a part of that in terms of how you ended up this way, but it's not because you were black that you became, what I mean? It's what all the things that preceded that. So yeah, it's not unfair to say that a lot of black people are gonna have similar experiences, especially black people of like, say, my age, or a little bit older, but have had similar experiences growing up, and because of that might have similar ways of thinking and similar ways of speaking and this, that, and third. But yeah, even still, even with that said, it's like your blackness is not, it's not who you are. It's just, well, I mean, in fairness, it's more than a shade of skin. There are other things as well that happen underneath, but it's not who you are. It doesn't make you a certain way. It doesn't make you, talk like this or whatever, or do this or do that. And it's the thing. It's just that it's the shade of your skin. It's unfortunate that people use that shade of skin and have been disrespectful and racist and horrible. And I ain't trying to pretend like that never happened. I'm not trying to pretend like a lot of issues that we had growing up were down to whether it's racist systems or racist policies and various other things that was kind of lingering on, and some still being in effect at that time. So I'm not trying to undermine that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you don't perform your blackness, You still get to choose who you want to be. You still get to decide what types of things you like. You still get to, live your life as best as you can. And yeah, there are going to be obstacles, and a lot of those obstacles aren't going to be fair or right, or maybe you shouldn't be there at all. But as much as possible, you do still get to make a choice. It's not always going to be an easy choice. It's not always going to be a fair choice. It's not always going to be a choice that you should even have to make, but you always going to have a choice, So yeah, my mini rant. for a startup, a new community. Grandparents are from the Winmush generation. I think our society has changed since then. Grandparents had it so rough back then. They told me some disturbing stories. Oh, for real. I got a different view because having an autistic child, that was times she was treated different because she was autistic. Has never sat well with me. It is being gay. It's just a part of her. It's not who she is. Migrants, different levels of autism. But yeah, it's a part of ya. It's not all of ya. Spectrum, some more severe than others. But yeah, life could be a lot of different things. But I guess my general attitude has just always been try not to let the negative things define who you are, you know? Like, try not to let other people's bullshit ideas define who you are. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody doesn't like you because of whatever reason, because you're black, because you're gay, because you're a woman, because you're whatever it is, because you know you wear Velcro shoes. Actually, that's a good reason I like somebody to wear Velcro shoes. I ain't gonna lie. I wear Velcro shoes, so you shouldn't like me either. But yeah, if somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason, and they want to treat you a certain way or in a bad way because of that, like, there's not really a whole lot you can do to change that. You know, like, people are gonna have their bullshit opinions, quite frankly, and it's not right, it's not good, but there's not always gonna be a whole lot you can do. Like, you could tell somebody like, hey, look, don't talk to me like that, whatever, but if they continue to treat you a certain way or talk to you a certain way, there's a point where you have to be like, you know what, I just need to not be around this person, you know, move away from that. You know, whether it's, if it's at a job, maybe they can get fired if you can get proof of it, or if it's somewhere where nobody's taking seriously or you can't do anything or blah blah blah, just remove yourself from that situation. But don't let these things define you, because you could spend a lot of time, you know, arguing with somebody or trying to fight with somebody or trying to change this, and in the end nothing's going to change. For the most part, nothing's going to change. I mean, if anything's going to change, it's not going to change because of that, you know. So it's like, for me, I just feel like, you know what, sometimes you just got, the best thing to do for it is just to walk away. Let them to themselves, just walk away. You know, because if you get so invested in trying to change something and that just becomes who you are, then it's like, well, was that really what you wanted to be doing? You know what I mean? Like, when they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Was that really what you want to be doing? I want to be fighting these, and like, I ain't saying you shouldn't do it. I ain't saying you shouldn't stand up for yourself. Of course you should. But is that really what you want to be doing in terms of investing that much time and energy into trying to change somebody's opinion of you? Because that's all it's going to come down to in the end. Trying to change somebody's opinion of you. Like, why bother? It's just their opinion. You know, it's just their opinion. Plenty of people who don't have that opinion. And if you can't find people who don't have opinion, then maybe it's time to venture out on your own and create your own communities or places of work, or because people support that. People support that. I'm just saying, like, there's something that, what up, Ben? I'm just saying there's something that people want to do, and if you let other people get in the way of that, that's on you. You know, I'm not saying it's right for people to say bad things, whatever, but if you let them get in the way of what you're trying to do, that's on you. You know what I mean? That's on you. Ben's in the house. How's your weekend, Ben? Was it AFL? I think you said you were going to see. You went to see your Aussie Football League. Is that right? Aussie Football League. We just watched You Got Served, Ben. One of the greatest terrible movies ever made, in my opinion. It's a must-see film, even though it's not a good film. Okay. Alright, I'm like a month late then. I mean, yeah, I liked it. I mean, I've seen it before a few times. I think I've seen it maybe a couple of times before, but yeah, I like this film. It's a terrible film, but I like it anyway. Maybe pay a few. Well, I might be. Silence of the Lambs. We talking about Hannibal Lecter or Bill the Butcher? Hello, Clarice. Hannibal. Hannibal was autistic. I did not know that. Interesting. I guess that makes sense because, like, I know with autism people have a tendency to take things too literally. So maybe one day somebody said to him, "Hey, let's have some friends for dinner," and that's how that whole started. Nah, it's yeah, nah, Fred hasn't been in today, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm actually believing now. I mean, I know you guys were a bit skeptical, but yeah, I was maybe a little bit skeptical as well, but yeah, I'm believing he is autistic now. I feel like I'm pretty like 90+% convinced, maybe like 99% convinced he's autistic. And I'm gonna say that, and the reason why I say that is because there was something he mentioned in I think it was in the last stream, or maybe the one before, I can't remember. It was a recent stream anyway. It's something that he mentioned that kind of put in my mind that, you know, I think he really is. It's nothing bad, but it's just something that he said that, to be fair, it's not like a guarantee that it means he definitely 100% is, but it's just like, I feel like from what he said and from what he said before, it just seemed okay. I think he is. I think I get it. It was when he said he watches a show called Bluey. There's a show called Bluey on Disney Plus. I've not watched it myself, but it's a show that I know about. I know a little bit about it, and from what I understand of it, like, it's a show that I think the main character is autistic, but from what I know about it, it tends to be a show that autistic people are quite drawn to, like tend to find a lot, you know, relatable in there. Like I said, I've not watched it myself, so I don't know exactly what happens in it, but it's just a show that I've heard of and know a little bit about. So yeah, that was kind of like, yeah, I think he is, you know, but yeah, hopefully he's doing better than last time though. He had bully problems he was talking about, so hopefully he's doing a bit better and maybe at least punch the guy in the face or something, like. Yeah. Well, maybe this is the real Frederick. Maybe. Oof. Oh man. I mean, if you're going to talk about one of Sam's trips and use it as one, you might have to be more specific, like which trip in a one. That's like every day. So I'm walking to the corner shop in a bathrobe and fluffy slippers. This is how I imagine it goes. So tell me how accurate this is, right? This is how I imagine it goes. Sam goes to the corner shop, got the bathrobe on, fluffy slippers, hair tied back, pushes the front door open so that, you know, makes like a slam so it opens it, just pushes it open, bang, looks right at the cashier and says, "Oi, where's my fucking paper?" How close am I, Sam? How close am I? It's paper. so close. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of fun if Fred shows up. Y'all can babysit him. You can babysit him for a few hours. Oof, I hope not. Mate, I hope not. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, at the end of the day, when people are online, you have no idea if what they're saying is true or not, right? I mean, it comes down to it. I have no idea if what you guys tell me is true or not, right? So, just is what it is. You know what I mean? Just is what it is. You hope people are being truthful with you, but I guess the real truth is you don't actually know. So I mean, maybe he's making it up, maybe he's not. I don't know, but I'll say I'm leaning more towards believing him. You know, at this point, I feel like I'm leaning more towards believing him. I mean, if he is lying, well, that's on him. But yeah, I feel like I'm leaning more towards believing him. Well, he might. I'll say no. That's not. I ain't going to nobody's house. I'll tell you that now. I ain't going to nobody's house. That is not happening. Nope. Jeffrey Dahmer, Freeman, Raw. The line takes effort. I'm too tired. All right. It's a thing though, like it's like the whole thing about would you pick up money that you found in the street? Like, if you, I mean, would you pick up, like, if you found, I don't know, £1 million on the street, would you pick it up and keep it? Most people are going to be tempted to say yes. The real answer is no. Like, but why would Kylie Minogue be inviting me back to hers? Like, we got to start there. Like, it's such an out there proposition that if it actually happens, you already know something's not right. You know what I mean? Something's not right. Like, why is Kylie Minogue inviting you back to her place? Like, clearly something's not right. Like, This is where you gotta stop thinking with your dick and think with your other head, you know? Something's not right. Why is Kylie Minogue inviting you back to hers? Come on. Just say no. Just say no. There's just something's not right. Danny Minogue, the younger sister. Well, I like Minogue, but I don't dream about her like that. So weaker. Sam's 29, so I think at 29 you can kind of fantasize about celebrities. At this point in my life, I'm like, nah, I don't think so. You know, there's plenty of pretty celebrities out there, plenty of hot celebrities out there, but I don't need to be fantasizing about them. Nah. I think I'm past that. I think I'm way past that. Do you think any of us are full of crap? And you don't have to say who. Natalie Imbruglia, now she is my favorite of all the Aussie bird. Natalie Imbruglia. Yeah, she had that song out. Well, she had a few songs actually, but one big one. Torn. Do I think any of you are full of crap? I don't know about full. Maybe a third. What about you, Sam? Do you think anybody here is full of crap or partway crap? Yeah, Pete saw the movie. Neighbors. Right, the way Brax answers questions from like 40 minutes ago, though. Like, not even more than an hour, actually more than that, maybe like an hour and a half ago or something. Like the way Brax was asking questions for like an hour and a half or more ago, it's like, mate. That's true. That's true. You never know who's lying about what. I mean, like I say, you hope people are being genuine and being honest, but you never really know, do you? You never really know. And I guess in the end, it doesn't actually matter. You know, it doesn't actually matter. Like, you can say anything you want here, and I'm not going to know if you're lying or not. Like, and to be honest, I think if I found out you were lying about certain things, I think for the most part, I probably wouldn't care. To be honest, I'm not sure I'd care that much if I found out you were lying about certain things. Actually, no. If I found out Lil Jakey was lying about being a Tottenham fan and he's actually an Arsenal fan, I think that would be disappointing. That would actually be disappointing. If I found out you were lying about that, then yeah, that would be disappointing. But aside from that, I think for the most part, I don't think I'd care too much if I found out you guys were lying about certain things. Like, all right, whatever, it is what it is. All that times, we'll still be watching. That's so good, Brax. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Everybody's gonna cream Ferrari. Miniature model. Is it 1/8 scale? But the thing is though, like, for all we know, Ben might actually have a Ferrari, right? I mean, I know he's, well, I assume he's saying it in a jokey way now, but what if he actually does have a Ferrari and we're all like, oh, Ben, good one, Ben. But he actually has a Ferrari. Maybe he's got like a Ferrari Testarossa from like 1987 or something, you know what I mean? Just in his garage. He has to clean it every now and then to make sure the cobwebs don't settle too much, you know? But you know, toy Ferraris you still have to keep clean though. You still have to keep your toy Ferraris clean because you know they could be worth a lot in the future. Some of them are probably worth a lot now, actually. But some of them are probably worth more than real cars. Like, you know, you find some of those collectible cars, like Matchbox cars. Some of them are probably worth more than actual cars. I like to think we're all genuine though, indeed. Maybe I'm the one that's lying. Maybe I'm telling fibs about myself. Maybe. Maybe I don't really exist and I'm actually just an AI. That could be it. I might be just an AI generated image that looks like a real person. And I'm such an advanced AI that I can act like a real person, but the truth is I'm actually AI. Like everything you see is AI. It's just been done really well. So it's way more advanced than that ChatGPT stuff, or is it Midjourney or whatever it's called? Way more advanced than that. This is like next generation AI. You know what I mean? Like alien tech AI. Super duper advanced, like. Condition on worth a pretty penny nowadays for sure. No, indeed. Indeed. If you ever find one of those, if you got any of those in like good condition, bruh, yeah, clean it. Keep it clean, for sure. Because if it was real, you would admit. Wow, was that the giveaway then? Oof. Well, is the fact that I think Die Hard is not a Christmas movie the giveaway that I'm not a real person? Ooh. Wow. Wow. Maybe I've just confirmed my my AI status without even realizing I confirmed it. Wow. I might have to check my programming. You know, I'm advanced AI, so I can check my own programming, but I'm gonna have to check my programming. Make sure I don't say anything in the future that gives things away. Excuse me while I delete myself. So speaking of Matchbox cars being expensive, there's a person on eBay right now selling a Matchbox car for £1.6 million. But it's like you have to pay $350 for delivery, so I ain't doing that. I was about to, but that $350 delivery, nah. I don't think so. But he is being disingenuous about Die Hard. He's even AI or a liar is one of the two. Well, I shall not confirm nor deny. I shall let you ponder as to whether I'm an AI that is programmed to say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, or whether I'm a real person who's just lying. Well, I shall let you wonder for the years to come. My listens are going okay. I sold a few things last week, and I've got a few things up that I put up that are ending in like 2 or 3 days, and they've got some bids on them, so that's pretty cool. So hopefully I can get a decent price by the time they come to an end. But yeah, so far so good. Actually, I did have one guy who I was selling my PSP, PS Vita rather, and the person who won the bid didn't pay me, never paid, right? And it went for a while where I was just waiting, because normally people pay pretty quickly on the eBay. They usually pay like within 1 or 2 days. It went a while, he hadn't paid me. And so eventually I messaged him saying, is there a problem? And he replied back saying, oh, sorry, I didn't realize what happened. Apparently his son was playing around on his eBay account and putting bids on things. So yeah, that sucks. That sucks. But apart from that, it's going alright. I'm gonna have to relist the PS Vita, and hopefully whoever gets it isn't their son messing around, is actually someone who wants to buy it. So Yeah, I don't care enough to you're wrong regardless. Vision is a clean engineered. How's your camera go for? The camera's still on auction right now, so it's not sold yet, but it is currently at, oof, if I can find it. It is currently at £44 with 2 days and 17 hours to go. So yeah, it's not too bad. I reckon not too bad. You know, for what, a 10-year-old camera, you know, or maybe more than 10 years old actually at this point. So yeah, I reckon that's not too bad. It's a Canon 600D DSLR camera. Canon 600D, selling it with 2 lenses. So yeah, I've got a 50mm prime lens and 80 to 55mm kit lens, along with some batteries and your chargers, stuff like that. There are those accessories that it comes with. Yeah. PS Vita somewhere, but yeah, my Vita's been sitting around for so long. Every now and then I break it out and I try to play it, but I'm just not there no more, to be honest with you. So I figure it's time to let it go. Enjoy photography, Haze. I mean, I like it, it's cool, but I mean, I'm not really doing too much photography these days. Not like that anyway. I used to do it kind of, I don't want to say professionally, but almost. I mean, I did it quite seriously for a while, but, and you know, never say never, right? But it's just not where my mind's at, and I don't think, if I ever do get back to photography, I'm probably going to want to be using different equipment at that point, so it's fine to just let this stuff go. It's just been sitting, it's literally just been sitting around collecting dust for the longest time, so it's like, you know what, it's cool. Sell my old equipment, see what I can get for it. I'm happy taking photos with my phone, you know what I mean? I'm quite happy taking photos with my phone these days. I ain't saying phones are better than DSLRs, they are not, to be clear on that fact. Your phone camera is never going to be better than a DSLR camera. Your brand new, current day 2023 phone camera is not going to be better than even an old DSLR camera. It's not. But I'm just not that guy no more, so I'm fine taking photos with my phone. You know, I'm cool with that. I can take some pretty decent pictures with my phone as well, so I'm cool with that. And if I ever do need professional pictures taken, I can hire somebody. I know plenty of photographers, you know what I mean? I know plenty of photographers who actually do it properly, you know, who actually are actual photographers and not just like having a go at it. Like, so it's cool, you know what I mean? It's cool. Is there any need for cameras these days with phones? Makes sense. Did eventually film in. Yeah, I still think there's need for you know, DSLR cameras or, you know, professional cameras like that. There's still definitely a need for it. I mean, for your average everyday just taking a snap or something, you probably don't, I would say you don't really need like you know, the old small digital cameras that used to sell, those kind of cool Pix digital cameras where, you know, kind of compact kind of size, they can kind of carry and take on holiday. You probably don't need those anymore, I'd say, for most kind of everyday, because your phone would do that and it's fine. But yeah, if it's like a wedding or any kind of special event, you know, where you want to make sure that, because something like that, you don't want to just have regular people taking pictures and everybody's shooting at crappy angles because nobody wants to get up and it's just like this. No, if it's like an event like that, you want proper photos taken where somebody is considering angles, lighting, all that sort of stuff, you know, reflections, everything. And that way, when you look back at it, you've got, you know, your memories collected in a way that you can cherish, right? So yeah, there is definitely a need, I think, for photography. But yeah, if you're just talking about, oh, I saw a bird taking a shit, you know what I mean? Oh, your phone's fine for that, right? Just walking on the street, see a bird taking a shit. Oh, let me take a picture real quick. Yeah, your camera, your camera phone's fine for that. You don't need to clip your photography buddy for that. You're good with your camera phone. Must be your photograph again. No names. Is there anyone you is genuine? You would be shocked if they were full of crap. Yes, someone who I think is genuine, I'd be shocked if they were full of crap. I'm not sure I'd be shocked. I mean, it'd be unfortunate, but I'm not sure I'd be shocked. Only because, like, I generally try not to have expectations of people. You know, and I'm not saying that I always don't have expectations of people. It's, you know, sometimes you can't help but have expectations. But I have some. Ooh. Dun dun dun. But yeah, it'd be unfortunate, but I don't think I'd be shocked. New console. This is that. Let's see. Yes. I have no issue giving names either. Oof. Well. What's the name then? What's the name? Should we get a drum roll? Do I have a drum roll on my soundboard? Oof. Do I have a drum roll? Please tell me I got a drum roll. Oh. Damn it. Some combo. We're just trying to figure out. We've got a drum roll. Now we need Sam to reveal who she thinks is genuine. Wait, no, what was it again? So someone who Sam thinks is genuine, but would be shocked to find out if they were full of crap. Some of the stuff he's into is so lame. Why would you lie about that? I mean, yeah, Ben does like Neighbours and Eurovision. So, fair. So the statement was, or the question was, is there somebody that you in our chat group thing? Is there somebody that you think is genuine, but would be shocked to find out they were full of crap? So you think they're being genuine in the things they say, but if you actually found out they were full of crap, you'd be shocked. So it means Sam thinks you're genuine, but if she found out that you're full of crap, she'd be shocked. So I guess that's a compliment, really. That's a compliment. Eurovision or neighbors for Yeah, Ben tells us that he's into neighbors and Eurovision, but secretly he's a skateboarder. Secretly he's a skateboarder, you know, turns up at the X Games and does all kinds of stunts. Listens to hard rock music, plays guitar in a band. Has his whole arm covered in tattoos, nose piercing, says things like "sup," but he comes to this chat and he's like, oh, you know, I watch Neighbours and Eurovision, you know. Yo, what up, Frozen G? Frozen G in the place to be. How is ye? Could be sequel. Ooh, could be. Could be. I mean, I've said this before, Ben. You probably ask more questions than most people. So yeah, that secret agent thing could be true. So he's just collecting information of all of us. Ben's just collecting information of all of us. That's why he's asking all the questions. He's collecting information. One day we're gonna be walking down the street. Right, we're gonna be walking down the street, and somebody's gonna come up behind us. We're gonna see a car just pull up, skid up to us. You know, 5 men just jump out, grab you, throw you in the back seat, and be like, "Yeah, we got you now. We got you now." Genuine lame interest is fun. Still on the dark web to fund my See, it all makes sense now. All makes sense now. Wow. Who else is naming names? How's your day, Frozen G? How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate joining this live stream. Yeah. It's not all bad. Waterloo. Da, 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 da. Yeah. I'm watching Hijack on Apple TV. Hijack. What was that, a movie or something? Idris Elba. Oh wait, yeah. I think I heard of that movie. TV show. Oh, it's a TV show, but I think I've heard of it at least anyway. I'm sure. I know he did something with them, but I guess that's it. But yeah. I mean, truth is, like, yeah, like I said before, I don't know. I mean, you guys could be lying. You guys could be telling the truth. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. If I found out anyway, if lying, I'd be shocked. To be more like, I guess I'd be more interested in knowing like why somebody felt a need to lie like that. I think that would interest me. Like, why would you feel the need to lie? You know, maybe there's some reason there. Like, if somebody was like being disingenuous, as one of you guys were being disingenuous about a thing, just say, I'd be like, why would you feel the need to lie? You know. I mean, if you were like, I don't know, like a kiddie fizz or something, then it'd be like, okay, yeah, well, you just can't be here then. You know, you just can't be here. That's just we're not trying to hide that. You know, you just can't be here. You ain't trying to make a safe haven. You know what I mean? Let the therapist figure that stuff out. You know, let the therapists and the counselors and all them people figure that stuff out. No, we ain't trying to make no safe haven here. So yeah, hopefully none of you are that. Hopefully none of you are that or anything like that, because that would be horrible. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody needs to lie about things. I mean, you guys might have boring lies, but my life ain't exactly exciting either. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just what it is. You don't need to lie about it. It is what it is. This is what it is. I mean, life is boring. TPO. What's TPO? Yeah, fantasist. That could be a reason to lie. A fantasist. Okay, so that's two questions I got now. What's TPO and what's a fantasist? Those are two things I do not know. I'm sorry, dude. TPO, that my life is boring. 2PO. No, so I'm not sure I can figure it out. Just be happy with what you got. No, indeed, that's true. And in fact, you know what? Here's something I do believe actually. If you can't be happy with nothing, then you can't be happy with anything. You know, so yeah, you got to be able to find your happiness with the things you already have, because one day you may have even less, and you might have to find a happiness with that then. But if you're constantly pinning your happiness on something that you don't have, then you're constantly chasing things. That ain't no fun. I did hear about Dave Chappelle, yes, getting heckled about his stance on Israel and Palestine. Yeah, I heard about that. Hey, big up Dave Chappelle, man, all day, every day. Oh right, gotcha. Like, yeah. Yo, right, the P and O in it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Like, life's boring too. Yeah. But yeah, if your life's boring, then you know, stop being boring. I guess. Like, well, I don't know. That's pretty much the remedy to that. If you can identify your life is boring, then stop doing that. Like, just do something exciting. I plan on going bungee jumping, hopefully next year on my birthday. I haven't booked it yet, but hopefully I'll be doing that soon. But that's the plan. And I'm not sure when exactly. Maybe the following year, we'll see, God willing, but also plan on jumping out of an airplane as well. So yeah, I'm making some plans. I think I told you some of you guys it's with things I want to do before 50. So yeah, one of them was bungee jumping. The other one is jumping out of an airplane, and then some other things are like traveling and stuff like that as well. Also, something else I want to do. Kind of just added this to the list, actually. Just added this to the list. I want to eat a donut that cost £100. In fact, let me look at the camera and say that so you know I'm serious. I, before 50 years old, would like to eat a donut that cost £100. 100 British pounds. £100, by the way, is not the most expensive donut ever. There's been donuts that cost way more than £100, but I feel like, you know, you got to kind of be reasonable with your goals as well. I feel like that's something I can potentially achieve, to eat a donut that costs £100. I would like to do that before 50 years old. So yeah, that's on my list too as well. don't really have a kink for chainsaws. I wouldn't go near one. That feels better. See now, see. I mean, I'm not sure I'd be shocked, but it's disappointing. I'm not shocked. I'm just disappointed. Sam, man. Sam. Yeah. Out of everybody, Sam. Not Sam, but Sam. Disappointed, man. Only a few months. Oh, few months, you know, raw. I mean, you're not lying, but I think a few, you know how old I am actually. I'm not sure Ben does. I think Ben might have been in the chat when my age was said. I think the last time I said my age was before Ben started coming to the chats. So I'm not sure Ben knows. But I think a few you know how old I am. I think a few you do. I'm not gonna say it now, by the way. And that's cool. I know you're joking, but that's cool. But I'm not gonna say my age now. I'm gonna leave you guessing for a little bit. For those who don't know, just leave you guessing for a little bit. But I'll give you a clue. It's older than 1 year old and younger than 1,000 years old. That's your clue. That's your clue. And I'm literally adding this thing to my list right now. Eat a donut that costs £100. So yeah, that is one of my plans before 50 years old, is to spend £100 on a single donut and eat it. Now another good tip for you to look up the giant Goliath bird eating tarantula. I don't think I want to look that up actually. How do I want to eat a giant tarantula eats birds? That sounds like the type of thing I don't want to look up actually. And it's got fangs too, really. Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't think I want to look that up really. We don't have them in England, do we? Probably better. No, I don't think we do. There better not be no like escaped giant guy that escaped from a zoo or something. You know what I mean? Like, nah. Eat expensive. I know. Both food. I mean, yeah. Dinner playoff. Found in Brazil. I have a donut to sell. Nah, I ain't eating your. I can't even talk right now. I ain't eating your donut, Ben. I ain't eating Ben's donut. Nah. Ben probably just went to Tesco's or something and Ben just went to Tesco's, bought like a pack of 5 for 50p and be like, yeah, 100 quid, yeah. Not being 29, obviously 29 and staying that way forever. But yeah, I was actually looking this up the other day. The most expensive donut ever, or maybe not ever, but certainly in recent years, was something like £1,500. Can you believe that? One donut for £1,500, and it was made by Dum Dum Donuts, Dum Dum Donuttery rather. And I've actually eaten at Dum Dum Donutteries. I've had some of their donuts. They're quite nice. I mean, they weren't, in my opinion, they were good. I didn't think they were, say, as good as some other donuts I've had, but it's still pretty good. But yeah, I mean, when I went there, I bought some. I think they were like £5, like £4, something, or £5 that they were at the time. But yeah, apparently they've also made a donut that is £1,500. That is crazy, but it exists. There is it probably don't exist anymore. I'm sure it probably doesn't exist anymore. I'm sure somebody's eaten it by now, or it's you know, gone out of date or whatever, but the Indian Ornamental Tarantula. Why do these things have such long names though? Why do these things have such long? The Indian Ornamental Tarantula. Why do they have such long names? Ornamental, like. The oldest dog in the world has died. Oh, it was an astounding. It was 31 years old. Wow, that's a long time for a dog for sure. Some people have more money than sense. Yeah, and I want to be one of those people. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to spend £100 on a donut, so clearly I'm trying to be, or at least pretend to be one of those people. For that moment, for that single moment, I want to pretend to be somebody who has more money than sense. But honestly, I feel like £100 is doable. Like, it is expensive for a donut for sure. It is a lot of money for a donut. And you know, I'm not a rich person, but I do feel like if I kind of commit to the idea and put like a little bit aside, you know, however often, that it's something that I could feasibly do. £1,500 for a donut though, that might be stretched now, unless I get some crazy influx of money or something like that. Unless one of my YouTube videos kicks off and all of a sudden I've got like millions in the bank, then yeah, that's probably not happening. But £100, I feel like that's something I could aspire to. Right, so guy will have a 7 or 8 hour erection and it won't feel pleasant. What, for him or her? I mean, I think she might like it, I'm just saying. Rich but didn't like they are poor. Poor people stay poor but didn't like they're rich. Oh, that's probably true. Right, click on that. I was trying to see it downside. I mean, to be fair, I think if you get like a good stiff erection, it kind of has a little bit of pain to it anyway, right? So, you know what I mean? Like when you get them hard, like hard, you know what I mean? Like you feel like your dick about to burst. Them ones, you only got a little pain to it anyway. So like, all right, that's just normal, really. This is normal. Brown recluse, black widow, hobo spiders, you know. Was it have a big beard or something and fingerless gloves, like. Missing teeth, right? Why they call it a hobo spider? They're out there begging for flies or something. You got any spare flies? You got any spare flies? Can't catch his own flies. They took away his web. It's how they call it hobo spiders. Ain't got no web. Ain't got no web to stay in. Just wandering around. Trying to take flies off other spiders. Like, you got any spare flies? You got any spare flies? What would you choose to come back as? I would choose to come back as a human. Yeah, you know what though, for real though, I mean, I know it's all jokes and that, but there's a point where it's like, dude, you can't really keep talking bad stuff when the dude's not here. You know what I mean? You know, when a guy's not here to defend himself, it's like there's a limit to how much you could say. So maybe let's not, you know, say too much about the guy when he's not here. I mean, for all we know, he's going through all kinds of things that we just have no idea about. So, yeah, maybe best we don't add to that. You know what I mean? Just in case. Just in case. That's so good. Well, it's not all good, but yeah, it's so good. Rabbits. Just appreciate guys, but yeah. Let's see, guys. Quirky, and it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like I say, it's, I don't know if he's lying or not. I don't know, but in the end of the day, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters if he's lying or not. But I'm inclined to believe him. For one thing, it's like I say, why would you lie about these things? You know what I mean? If you're gonna lie about all kinds of things, yeah, you probably should pick better lies. But anyway, like I said, the dude's not here, so trying to say too many bad things, it's not cool to backchat people like that, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's try to avoid that. But Fred is lurking. Yeah, you could be taking notes. Oh, I get that, but yeah. It's just in Burr. Alright, let me search this real quick. The giant orb weavers. Flipping out, man. Long ass names would be spiders, man. Why can't I just call it, you know, Big Scary Spider, Big Scary Spider 2 or something? Giant already. Giant orb weaver. Yo, this thing is freaking huge, man. It's like bigger than this guy's hand. Giant Goliath Tarantula. Mate. I appreciate coming through, Ben. Big up to you. No, that's sorry. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, appreciate coming through. Good night to you. Big up to you and your crew. Next stream tomorrow, watching X-Files. Hope you can make it through for that. 8 p.m. GMT. I felt the time actually. Oof, it's getting late. I probably should be ending the stream soon anyway. Actually, should be ending the stream soon anyway. Arachnids. Yeah, Steve is nice. Too. Well, that's good to know, but I don't think I want to test that theory. So we good. I'll let y'all stick your hand in a spider nest and. I don't think I want to test that out. I'll take your word for it. Be good. Distance. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. We all good here. We all good. Ain't no bang with a chicken wang. Oof. Has anyone else noticed? I don't know. I mean, I guess this is a new thing. But if you have Google as your homepage for your browser, have you noticed that Google started adding like news stories to the homepage now? Like, I know they've always had an option where you can have news articles on your homepage, right? But that was like a thing you had to select specifically. Like normally it's just a very basic, simple Google name and a search bar, and that's it. You know, or the, Google search and feeling lucky bit or whatever, and a few bits at the top, and it's just a very simple, clean page. But I think in the last maybe day or so, like, yeah, they've been adding news articles. I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's like whatever, but I'm just wondering if anyone else is seeing that, or is this just on my side where for some reason they just started adding news articles to the homepage. Biggest spiders I ever saw was in Jamaica. I'm getting tired. Obviously, Ultimate X-Files. Appreciate you coming through, Sam. Big up to you. Big up to your crew. And yeah, tomorrow 8 p.m. X-Files. Hopefully see you then. I think we're about halfway through the season, or almost halfway through the season. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it is about that time I need to start winding down. So in Jamaica, do the spiders like tell you off? You know, when you try to step on a spider or something, they'd be like, "Come on my way, man." The spiders be like, when you try to clean where their webs, like, "What a blood clot." I'm being silly. I'm being silly. when you're trying to eat your fruit, trying to eat your banana in Jamaica. Spiders come at you like, why you better give me that banana, you know? Oof, mate. I like bananas. I eat a lot of bananas. I might have to skip bananas if I ever go to Jamaica, if that's the case. I might have to skip them. My mother's backyard. Oh, yeah, be careful with that too. But yeah, guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. Tomorrow, next live stream, 8 p.m. GMT, watching the X-Files. I forget which episodes. I think it's 9, 8, and so 10 to 12, I think, tomorrow. I can't remember, but yeah, one of them. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out. I appreciate you, Lil Jakes. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, next live stream tomorrow. I'm going to go relieve myself, put a little food in my belly, and then I'm gonna lay my head down. So that's my plan for the rest of the for the remaining 30 minutes of the 23rd of October. So, but yeah, get some rest. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Whatever you do, have fun. Stay safe. And if you can't be good at it. So, till whenever. Oh wait, my fiance. Till whenever, if ever. Oof, one button. There we go. Peace.